all right. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the show. Today, I am so excited to be launching this program where we get to host the president candidates for the upcoming elections on the 11th of May. You are kindly obliged to go, show up and vote. All right. And so today, I am hosting two candidates. Unfortunately, the third one could not be here, but she sends her apologies. Her name is Shumirai, and I'm sure that those who have been following the proceedings of the campaigns, you are quite familiar with her. I'm your host for the show, Hazel Shisham. You can call me Hez Danes, and I'm coming to you live from Mashava campus, Great Zimbabwe University, the University of Choice. So let's get right to it. I'll start with you. Kindly introduce yourself. Where you're coming from, just give me a brief background so that the University of Choice can know who you are and what you're about.
Painful greetings to the suffering students of Great Zimbabwe University. I answer to the name Linos Munogweyi, equally known as Comrade Chacha, in the spheres and corridors of politics and student activism.
All right, and the English. I'm suffering out here. Introduce, and please be kind. Introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Hazel. There's intimidating introductions. But Salbonani, Bangani, Magadi Renyu, greetings to every student. GZU student. My name is Langton, aka King Solomon, one of the presidential candidates.
All right, so King Solomon, let me just start with you because your name is very catchy. Now, I don't know if it's King Solomon in terms of charisma or the ladies. I'll leave that to the floor to decide. So, who is Langton Madima?
Well, simply put and brief, Langton Madima is a 4-2 student at Great Zimbabwe Law School and has been part of the previous SRSC as the SRA chairperson and is one of the aspiring candidates for presidency.
All right. And so are you representing any union or you are independent?
I cannot say I'm independent because I also have a team. We have a team, so we are not independent at all. But
All right.
We also want to defeat the bones and bounds of unionism that often, in many cases, try and suppress potential leaders. So we are open to the idea that everyone is free to participate. Everyone is free to showcase their talents in terms of leadership as well.
I like that. And who is Linos Munogweyi?
Linos Munogweyi is a true honest media student at Great Zimbabwe University, Mashava campus, and I'm a member of the Zimbabwe National Students Union, ZINASU, and I'm running for the presidential post.
Okay, the presidential post. Now, you could have run for Minister of Sports, Social Welfare, Gender. Kindly tell me why SRC president?
Well, that's a very tricky question, but I think I've got a good answer for that. It's partly because I have, from way behind, thought of that idea, nurtured it, and have prepared myself for this exact post. I could, yes, you're right, have vied for any other post out there, but I feel like I have so much to offer to Great Zimbabwe University. I've equipped myself with enough tools to lead this institution. It's a great institution, and I've made sure that I've been well equipped and I have well prepared to be part of the leadership, executive leadership, so to say.
All right, the confidence, ladies and gentlemen. This gentleman is born for this. He's born for this. The same question to you. Why SRC president?
Yes, as someone who had been in the spheres and corridors of student activism, I had to spend most of the time conscientizing and listening to the students. And the students were actually saying, you are the right person to be the presidential candidate. Why? Because I had a lot of ideological groundings and ideological orientations which I had to give to the students, and from that basis they said you are the right and most suitable candidate.
Powerful.
All right. Oh, you heard that. I heard that. Varikutoda. Now, next to the most challenging question, I should say. Why do you think you are the best candidate for this post? Sell yourself.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Well, I would regard it as a follow-up question to the first question that you asked me. And to begin with, I feel like I am confident. If it's a feeling, it's personal. But then I am also confident that given the opportunity that I've had to learn, I've learned leadership skills. That's the first thing. That's the first tool that anyone who would want to assume any leadership position should equip themselves.
Definitely.
Then also, I've also had an experience with this leadership role. I was the SRA chair. In my limited capacity, I was able to achieve quite a number of things. And I feel like given an opportunity to ascend to the executive, I would explore my potential. And in that case, it would be beneficial to most of our students who are in need of quality leadership. It's been a while since we last had quality leadership at Zimbabwe University. I'm not criticizing anyone, but I feel like, we have so much potential as a university, and that potential only needs someone who can tap it, someone who's well equipped to see where the potential lies and exploit it. And also, Great Zimbabwe University has been an institution where leadership has been taken granted of. We're constantly taking leadership for granted and just putting people who are not thoroughly rostered for this position. And that as well is a contributing attribute to my wish to become a president. And also, I noted the gentleman just besides you also highlighted the issue of people wanting you to be on that position. I've also had the privilege to get a lot and quite a number of endorsements from the students. They're telling me that I deserve to be president for the potential that they see in me. So when you reflect to other people the potential that you have, they trust you, and I'm ready to be trusted with the needs and the welfare of the students.
All right. I am personally motivated to come back for my master's and, campaign for SRC president if there's anything of that sort. So I could be president. I mean, he could be president. Anyone could be president. Why you?
Yes, what forms leadership is the ability to deliver and the ability to conscientize to the emotions of the students. And what I think is that I'm the rightful candidate, given the fact that when we were conscientizing and mixing and mingling with the students, they were saying we need a new parent, and a new parent which the students need is a parent who is there to emotionally understand the problems and the challenges which they are facing. And that parent, they said, we have put trust in you because you cannot lead an institution where the students do not like you. Okay. So in order for you to lead, number one, you need to have the students so that you build what we call the social contract, because leadership is only about building the social contract, the mutual and harmonious relationship between those who are leading and those who are being led. So the students are the main stakeholders of this whole discourse. They forms the core of this discourse. So what actually pushed me was the idea that this is what the students want, and because that is what the students want, I had no moral standing to reject the interests and the wishes of the students.
Okay, what the students want, the students get. I like that. That's beautiful. That's powerful. And I'm going to post it on my status tonight. Okay. And so there's this topical issue that almost everyone on campus has been following the proceedings of these elections is asking. This is a topical issue. This one is hot. The people are asking. I want to know. The university wants to know. Do you have manifestos?
Yes, that's quite a good question as well. Yes, for everything that you do in life, I think you should have a trajectory. You should have a plan. So directly translated, a manifesto is something that you put out to the public, things that you aim at achieving, right? So we cannot be moving as a team without such thing.
So I take it you have one?
Yes, thank you.
Has it been published?
No, I haven't. We are strategically taking our time.
Okay, and so when can we expect it? Because the election is it's 11 May.
It's 11 May. We still have a lot of time.
I don't think you do.
To get the word out. Yes, yeah. It's just not a matter of organizing words so that you tell the people that this is my manifesto with words that are futile and are not appealing to the students. So what we need is for people to understand. So directly implied, we've been moving forward with the manifesto. People have been asking us, and we've been giving them responses. And if you were to ask me what that manifesto is, I'm most comfortable to actually share.
Okay, so he's saying that theirs is not theoretical.
It is theoretical. It's
It
just
is
not has
theoretical.
been published.
It hasn't been
Yes,
practicalized
it has
yet.
applied. It should be there. Yeah.
Okay. The same to you, and don't kill yourself, because I'm out here on a mission to roast. Where is the manifesto?
Yeah. As I have said earlier, I represent a certain union, and that union have got an ideological clarity and persuasion. That forms the nitty-gritties of our manifesto. That forms the core of our manifesto, because the students, they know that what is our vision, what are we aiming, and we just need to do the paperwork. But this is beyond the paper. This is about ideas. As Thomas Sankara said, a soldier without ideology is a potential criminal. So it is beyond the paper. It is beyond the cheap political rhetoric that will do this and that to the students. It is about articulating with precision and clarity the vision or to the students.
You know, for so many years, I used to think that my English was on point. I stand corrected. So I think this is one of the most important issues also that we have to talk about, because at national level it is being discussed, on international level, civil society organizations, you know, they are talking about it. So what is your take on student academic freedom?
Anyone in their right senses would advocate for student academic freedom. And I don't think anyone in their right senses would stand against such a good idea. Personally, I think students should be awarded their academic freedom. There's nothing wrong with that. And that is one of the agendas we are also pushing as a team. The Langton movement also seeks to liberate students as well. It's strikingly, it's funny how our manifestos all speak to the same thing, because they are all just theoretical. But we need to further highlight how we aim at achieving academic freedom, if you are to ask me.
Okay, so it does not matter which union you're coming from, which movement you're representing. The motive is the same.
It's the same.
Student academic freedom. The same question to you.
Yes, as I've said again, I will repeat myself. I represent a certain union, and we as a union, we believe in Marxist-Leninist ideology. And what forms the fulcrum of the Marxist-Leninist ideology is the issue of free education and equality for all. And in these two basic concepts, they are chief ingredients of academic freedom. Because when we are saying free education, we are responding to the concerns of the students of having considerably fair school fees as per the dictates of the Constitution under Section 75. So that is the main background which we respond to. We respond to the issue of the freedom of students being able to attend the class by paying fair and considerably good school fees is number one, which we are going to address.
Okay, so you heard it. You know, better days are coming. Well, unfortunately, you know, time flies when you're having fun. So from me and the team behind the scenes, the president, it's been beautiful, it's been awesome. And I'm hoping that this has given you an insight into the type of people that we're having this year. You know, these quality leaders full of wisdom, full of knowledge, full of understanding as to what being a president is all about. And from me and the team behind the scenes, again, thank you and God bless.